Hi, this is Majinoni. Here's my review for Venom number 3 and The Amazing Spider-Man number 622. This is the continuation of the Avengers Academy crossover. Now, I thought this one wasn't too bad. You have, basically some decent fighting between Spider-Man and the Avengers Academy, and then he basically, what he has to do is he has to convince one at a time that, basically, I guess the best way to put it is this: they basically has to get into their head to counteract Psycho Man's, the fear and hate, and basically say that you're better than this, you don't need to do this type thing, and one by one they eventually snap out of it. Now, the one thing I will say about this fight is, Spider-Man's moving around, like he has a spider sense, and clearly he doesn't. So I'm not sure how he's able to fight this well. And I understand that he's got years and years of experience and whatnot, but there's times when technically he should have really been hit, but he was able to just it's like nothing's wrong with him. Now, basically the thing is, Psycho Man has a point at the end where he says that after they finally beat Psycho Man, they basically just do a pounding on him, and pretty much just, in a sense, they kill him. But, obviously, since that's not really the Psycho Man's body, it's basically, I guess you can say it's a robot, and he shrinks himself back down to the microverse. He basically says that he won because they basically overstepped their boundary type thing. Which, to the point, he's correct. It's just that, these people just need to learn a little bit restraint type thing, because obviously Hazmat grabbing somebody's face and melting it off like that, we wouldn't consider too heroic. Overall, though, I thought this was a good issue. I thought also what was a strong issue was our strong story was the Magnet Man. This one was really, really good, and it was basically Peter Parker giving him a second chance. It was like, he's a reject villain. He'll never really amount to anything as a villain. He goes to jail, he comes out, and then he's basically pushed back into a life of crime. And instead of Peter Parker putting on the costume, he comes out and has a talk to him, offers him a job, and basically will change his life around. The other story that's also included in here is the... where did it go? It's the Infested Road to Spider Island. This one, I'm not sure what to think of this one yet, but it's really it's really kind of interesting, and not really interesting, but it's like I'm really curious to see where this is going to go, because you have this whole neighborhood's on fire type thing, and they don't get really too much, but this is obviously going to be tied into what's going on. So I'm really curious to see what's going to happen with this thing. Overall, it's a decent issue. It's not like what I would consider one of the best. But the backup stories were kind of good, and it was entertaining. Now, Venom. Oh, Venom. Just when I was starting to warm up to you a little bit, you pull this crap. Now, don't get me wrong, the story was interesting to a point, but this 2-page panel sequence was really good. Of Jack-o'-lantern with Betty. It's the rest of this art which is god-awful. It is just... it was just so painful for me to watch. And it's basically what's going on is... Flash Thompson, steals the vibranium stuff, but because, he was seen as, outside his costume, they know who he is, the bad guys know who he is, and they basically kidnap Betty. And they say, you're going to give us all of our vibranium back, and we will release Betty. But Betty's got a time bomb on her for 5 minutes, so Flash Thompson has to go save her, basically. Now, this is the part that I'm going to show you has got to be one of the worst pictures of Peter Parker I have ever seen in my life. And that's this right here. This is the worst picture. I have never seen Peter look this unbelievably bad. This whole... if this was issue 1, I would never buy it. I would not even buy the issue. Nothing else. And I can guarantee you, if this guy Fowler, if Tom Fowler is drawing this next issue, I am not buying it. I refuse, because the art is just unbelievably bad. And as you can imagine, Venom basically goes out of control trying to save Betty, and he crosses paths with Spider-Man, and it ends with a cliffhanger type thing. But what I'll say is, what a way for me, at least, to ruin all the momentum of goodness with unbelievably horrendous art. And the sad thing is, you can go to like a local comic convention, and you see all these artists in Artist Alley who are desperately trying to get a job, and you see somebody with this amazingly bad artwork on a high-profile title. It makes me sad. It really does. I can't say there is one redeeming factor about this art. Not one. Anyways, that's my reviews. If you have any comments or questions, let me know. Rate the video up or down. Let me know what you think. And I'll have more reviews up later.